It's the scandal that just won't die. Mick Jagger, the legendary frontman of the Rolling Stones, has dropped a bombshell that's reignited one of the most salacious rumors in Canadian history. During a recent concert, Jagger made a cryptic comment about the Trudeau family, one that has sent shockwaves through the media and dragged Justin Trudeau's already embattled legacy into the spotlight.
I mean, we love your Mr. Trudeau. I mean, his family's always been such big fans of our band.
But here's where it gets wild. This isn't just a throwaway line. Jagger's words have reopened a decades-old rumor involving Margaret Trudeau, Justin's mother, and her alleged connection to the rock and roll world. And as we'll reveal later in this video, there's a shocking twist to this story, one that could change the way Canadians view the Trudeau family forever. And the timing couldn't be worse. With Justin Trudeau recently announcing his resignation as Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party, his political career is already hanging by a thread. Now, this revived scandal threatens to overshadow his final days in office and tarnish the Trudeau name for good. In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind Mick Jagger's cryptic comment, dive into Margaret Trudeau's controversial past, and reveal the shocking implications for Justin Trudeau's legacy. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for the twist at the end. It's a revelation you won't see coming. The Trudeau family's connection to rock and roll. To understand the significance of Mick Jagger's comment, we need to go back to the 1970s, a time when Margaret Trudeau was one of the most talked about figures in Canada. As the wife of then Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, Margaret was no ordinary First Lady. She was young, vibrant, and unapologetically herself, often defying the traditional expectations of her role. But it was her connection to the rock and roll scene that truly set her apart. Margaret Trudeau was a regular fixture at high-profile events, rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest names in music, including the Rolling Stones. Her love for the rock and roll lifestyle was well documented, and she was often seen partying with musicians and celebrities. This was a time when the lines between politics and pop culture were beginning to blur, and Margaret seemed to embody that intersection perfectly. But Margaret's free-spirited nature also made her a magnet for controversy. Rumors began to swirl about her relationships with various rock stars, including Mick Jagger. While both Margaret and Jagger have consistently denied any romantic involvement, the rumors have persisted for decades, fueled by their undeniable chemistry and the media's fascination with their interactions.
Mick Jagger emerged in a white toweling bathrobe. He was followed into the backseat of his car by possibly the Stones' most prestigious groupie, Mrs. Margaret Trudeau, wife of the Canadian Prime Minister. She was Jagger's guest at both concerts. Last to emerge was...
One of the most infamous moments came in 1977 when Margaret was photographed partying with the Rolling Stones at a Toronto nightclub. The images, which showed her laughing and dancing with the band, sparked a media frenzy and led to widespread speculation about the nature of her relationship with Jagger. At the time, Margaret was still married to Pierre Trudeau, and the scandal only added to the public's fascination with her unconventional lifestyle. For critics of the Trudeau family, these rumors have become a symbol of the family's perceived excesses and lack of discipline. They argue that Margaret's behavior reflected poorly on Pierre Trudeau's leadership and, by extension, on Justin Trudeau's political legacy. And now, with Mick Jagger's recent comment, these old wounds have been reopened, forcing the Trudeau family to confront a past they likely hoped to leave behind.
Aw, thank you.
Someone who has led such a full life so far.
A bizarre full life.
Is that what you call it, bizarre?
I think, looking back at it, it has been quite bizarre. So.
Oh, wait. It's important to note that Margaret Trudeau's life has been far more complex than the tabloid headlines suggest. In addition to her role as a public figure, she has been a passionate advocate for mental health awareness, using her own experiences to help reduce stigma and inspire others. But despite her efforts to move forward, the rumors about her relationship with Mick Jagger have remained a persistent part of her legacy. For Justin Trudeau, this connection to the rock and roll world is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, It adds an element of glamour and intrigue to his family's story. On the other hand, it serves as a constant reminder of the scrutiny that comes with being part of a political dynasty. And now, with Jagger's comment making headlines, the Trudeau family's connection to the rock and roll scene is once again under the microscope. Before we continue, I'd like to ask for a small favor. If you're enjoying this content, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. Fun fact, over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. Your support makes a big difference and helps us keep creating content like this. Thanks so much for considering it. Now let's get back to the video. Margaret Trudeau, a life in the spotlight. To fully understand the impact of Jagger's comment, we need to take a closer look at Margaret Trudeau's life, a life that has been anything but ordinary. As the wife of Pierre Trudeau, Margaret was thrust into the spotlight at a young age. But unlike many political spouses, she refused to conform to the traditional expectations of her role. Instead, she carved out her own identity, one that was as vibrant and unconventional as it was controversial. Margaret's connection to the rock and roll world was just one aspect of her larger-than-life persona. She was a regular at high-profile events, often seen mingling with celebrities and musicians. Her free-spirited nature made her a media darling, but it also made her a target for criticism. For many Canadians, Margaret represented a stark contrast to the reserved and stoic image of her husband Pierre. But Margaret's life wasn't all glamour and excitement. Behind the scenes, she struggled with mental health challenges, a battle she has spoken about openly in recent years. Her candidness about her struggles has helped to reduce stigma and inspire others, but it has also added another layer of complexity to her public image. For critics of the Trudeau family,
I went to a psychiatrist right away because this was not me. What was wrong? And he just told me it was baby blues. It was nothing. But it wasn't. It was serious.
Margaret's personal challenges have often been used as a way to question the family's stability and judgment. The rumors about Margaret's relationship with Mick Jagger have only added to this narrative. While both Margaret and Jagger have consistently denied any romantic involvement, the speculation has persisted for decades. For some, these rumors are little more than tabloid fodder, but for others, they represent a deeper critique of the Trudeau family's perceived excesses and lack of discipline. The political fallout for Justin Trudeau. For Justin Trudeau, the timing of this revived narrative couldn't be worse. Just days ago, Trudeau announced that he would be stepping down as Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party, marking the end of an era for one of Canada's most polarizing leaders. His resignation comes after years of declining poll numbers, mounting criticism, and a growing sense of disillusionment among Canadians. Trudeau's decision to resign has already sparked intense debate about his legacy. Supporters argue that he championed progressive values and led Canada through some of its most challenging times, including the COVID-19 pandemic. Critics, however, see his tenure as a series of missed opportunities and ethical missteps. And now, with Mick Jagger's comment bringing the Trudeau family's past back into the spotlight, Justin's leadership is facing yet another round of scrutiny. For many Canadians, the Trudeau name is synonymous with both glamour and controversy. Pierre Trudeau was one of the most iconic leaders in Canadian history, but his tenure was not without its critics. Justin, in many ways, has inherited both the strengths and weaknesses of his father's legacy. While he has been praised for his charisma and progressive policies, he has also been criticized for his perceived lack of substance and his tendency to rely on his family name. Jagger's comment, while seemingly lighthearted, has added fuel to the fire for Trudeau's critics. They argue that the Trudeau family's connection to the rock and roll world is emblematic of a larger problem, a perceived disconnect between the Trudeaus and the everyday struggles of ordinary Canadians. For a Prime Minister already facing criticism for being out of touch, this revived narrative is yet another challenge to overcome. Mick Jagger's comment may have been brief, but its impact has been anything but. By reigniting a decades-old rumor, Jagger has added yet another layer of intrigue to the Trudeau family's already complex legacy. For Justin Trudeau, this is a reminder that the past is never truly behind us, and that even the smallest remark can have far-reaching consequences. As Trudeau prepares to step down as Prime Minister, Canadians are left to reflect on his legacy and the legacy of his family. Will history remember the Trudeaus as a symbol of progress and innovation, or as a family plagued by controversy and scandal? Only time will tell. What do you think about this latest twist in the Trudeau saga? Was Mick Jagger's comment just a playful nod to the past, or is there more to the story? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the stories shaping Canadian politics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.